Adjustment meeting to order. Okay, today is Wednesday, October 28th. The time is now 6 p.m. Okay, we would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this time, I have a swearing-in process. Anybody wishing to speak at tonight's meeting, please rise, take swearing in. Please state your name.
Name and address.
No, just rise and take the oath from the clerk. I'm sorry.
We're about to give the truth so help you before God.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. This time, I'd like to have the citizens open forum. Anybody wishing to speak on any items tonight? Nobody wishing to speak? The open forum is now closed. Okay. Next item is the agenda items. I'd like to have approval of the minutes dated August 26th, 2020.
I make a motion to approve.
I second it.
Okay. You got 2 seconds. You want to vote? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried all. Thank you very much. We have a reading of variance 20-12, the Clark variance.
I don't know if I said. Okay. Has a zoning designation of RPD residential plan development and of city future land use designation of residential low. It's located on a cul-de-sac at Cedar Key Court. It was developed with a single-family residence that was built in 1984. It has an existing 12 by 34 concrete slab in the backyard. Variance request is for a reduction to the rear yard setback from 20 feet to 10 feet to construct a family room over an existing concrete slab in the RPD residential plan development zoning district. I'd like to add, had it been a swimming pool cage, the applicant would not have needed to come to the Board of Adjustment. For pools and cages are permitted to be 10 feet from the rear property line. The request was reviewed against 10 conditions outlined in section 3.17.3 of the Land Development Code, and these conditions must be affirmatively shown to exist before a variance shall be granted. The property's setbacks for the single-family RPD district are 25 feet for the front, 7.5 feet for the side, and 20 feet for the rear. The applicant is requesting a reduction of the rear setback from 20 feet to 10 feet so that he can construct a family room addition over an existing concrete slab as shown in figure 1 on the next page. Due to its location on a cul-de-sac, the subject property has an irregular-shaped trapezoidal lot per original plat, and as a result, the parcel has extra wide side setbacks in the rear of the property, extending way far beyond the minimum required side setback of 7.5 feet, providing extra open space in the backyard. The applicant will not exceed building lot coverage by this room addition, and the impervious surfaces and drainage runoff will remain unchanged since the addition is proposed over an existing concrete slab. The granting of the application is necessary for the preservation and enjoyment of the property. The applicant states that the house is too small to accommodate the large family gatherings. It's not the result of any action by the applicant beforehand, and approval of the variance will not confer on the applicant a special privilege as setback variances for residential uses have been approved in the past. It is the minimum variance that will make possible the reasonable use of the land, and the request is not based primarily upon the desire of the applicant to secure a greater financial return from the property. The owner is requesting this variance so he can accommodate his large family by constructing an addition on an existing slab. Approval of the variance will not be detrimental to the surrounding properties. The building addition is over an existing slab, which is approximately 12 by 34 feet in size. It won't exceed the building coverage of the RPD district to 40%. Runoff will remain unchanged. In addition, at the time of permitting, the applicant will be required to ensure that any work associated with the building addition will not result in shedding water onto their neighbors or trapping it in their yards. Granting of the variance will be in harmony with, serves the general intent and purpose of, and is consistent with the countywide future land use plan, Oldsmar comprehensive plan, and these regulations. It doesn't constitute an amendment to the Oldsmar comprehensive plan, land development code, or the countywide comprehensive plan. It was determined that an amendment to another land use category would not be appropriate this time and would not meet the objective of the requested variance. Based upon the above discussion, staff recommends approval of the request for reduction to the rear yard setback from 20 to 10 feet to construct a family room over an existing concrete slab in the RPD Residential Plan Development Zoning District. I'd like to submit the staff report into the record.
Thank you very much. Okay, are there any questions to city staff from the board?
That slab that's sitting there, okay, that's a permanent structure, right?
Yes. How did it get there?
Wasn't there a variance for that, or?
There's things have happened over the years and could have happened quite a long time that, staff doesn't have any evidence of existence or whatever.
So if he builds it, nobody
And
knows?
also, I have to admit, people interpreted structure differently in the past at times. A concrete slab, for example, might not have been interpreted as a structure, but interpreted more of like a, no more than 5 feet from the edge of a line, like sheds and things, because we've had different people involved in interpretation over the years. We've kind of gotten more holding fast to it.
Okay.
To that point, was there a variance request for the concrete slab, or there's no record of it with the city that was applied for? So it was just placed by the homeowner without going through any sort of process with?
I don't
the
know if
city?
it was put there by the existing
necessarily
homeowner.
them,
He
but
might
just-
be able to answer.
But a prior owner
We
potentially?
bought the home.
Could you please step up to the podium, state your name and address, please?
Hi, John Arthur Clark, the owner of 208 Cedar Key Court. I had lived at 210 Cedar Key Court for over 20 years. And we sold that to our son. This house came up on foreclosure. The prior owner is the one that built this slab. Originally, it started out with he built a roughly 6x6 slab, maybe 6x8, and then he extended it to its dimensions that are now on that slab. It was already there when we bought it, and he was our neighbor for years, and just a little background on the house. It was the worst looking house on the cul-de-sac. It is now one of the better ones. We've totally renovated it in conjunction with the city Oldsmar building department approving every step of the way. We've completely renovated it from top to bottom. But we have a large family now. In 210, we're a blended family, and 7 children of ours circled their way through because of their age differences in 210. Now they're married, and we are blessed to have 15 grandchildren. If you're familiar with the hamlets of Forest Lakes, those are little tiny houses. And we want to entertain on Thanksgiving, we want to entertain at Christmas, Easter, maybe even the 4th of July, but we can't do so in the house the way it is now.
Are you
But-
building just one room for 15
Pardon?
grandchildren?
Yeah, well, it's long. It's 30, roughly 33, 34 feet long.
I think the question that popped up with Board Member Chacolo and I was, it's already there.
Yeah,
So
it
I
was
think-
there.
And I think the red flags just kind of popped up to
Right,
say,
it's already
Yeah.
did we
fixed.
go through this process?
It was there
beforehand?
when I bought it, and it had been there for at least 10 years, if not more. Because
Yeah, and it was, staff had
Right, you're
given that
just
a little-
beautifying it, right?
Right. you just, making it
it's gonna look nice when
Right,
you
right.
get done, just like the rest of the house does. If you look it up online, I think Google Earth has the new pictures, and it looks I think it looks great. But I'd appreciate it if you approve it. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to original questions. Any more questions from staff?
If original variance had been approved, variances go with the land.
Right.
So it's not like, and normally what we've done in the past, if somebody does come in and wanted like a concrete slab variance, we're kind of suspicious, okay? It's gonna be a slab now, is it gonna be something else? So we kind of, even when we do our recommendations, the wording, we try to make sure that the wording's kind of precise as to what the intent is. And so there's been no record of a variance in the past, so that's why he had to come for this.
Okay. I did have another question on a separate, if we can, unless anybody else had a follow-up.
No, go ahead, while staff's up there,
As part of the packet that we were provided with, the certificate of ownership says that it's owned by Oldsmar Resort and Spa LLC.
Now
which one
that-
you at?
I would have to apologize, that must be a mistake within the.
Was it? Okay, I was just making sure, because I just wanted to make sure that,
That would be him.
to be honest.
Didn't know
what I-
that, huh, Matt?
You own more stuff, right?
We already approved that one, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's in our packet.
I saw
It's
it,
in the
yeah.
second part of it. But the reason I was asking was
Okay,
because,
I have a, would you like to see?
sure. The reason I was asking was, yeah, would they be the proper party to ask for? Yeah, that's the same one down there at the bottom.
You have mine?
Oh, it's the attorney who did it.
So, I just wanted to clear up that confusion. Just to make sure the proper party was applying for the
I
variance.
believe Mr. Cutchins also did yours?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't our fault.
Gotcha.
Our fault for not seeing that, yes.
That's why we're up here, I guess, to see it. I mean, it's just one of those things. Had it been owned by an LLC, we just had to make sure that the proper party was
Yeah, no.
requesting a variance, so that's why I was asking. I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
You sign.
Do we have a certificate of ownership for it?
The certificate of ownership we have is incorrect by the city, by the attorney who created it, because he did his last month,
Right,
and it looks like he kind of took the form, put the correct information on the front, but then said he searched the incorrect records. But I believe it can be corrected with
the legal's
just
correct.
telling him to submit us a good one.
Yeah, it looks like the legal description's correct on the certificate of ownership. I just wanted to make sure that that was there.
I'm sure the owners will be letting him know, and I'll ask for him to give us a good one for our records.
Okay. Those are the only two things that I have.
Will be corrected by city
Yes.
without further action from the board?
Yes.
Or anything, so we can actually proceed according, I mean, we didn't have to stop and say, okay,
No.
we need this corrected, all right? All right, that'd be fine. Any other questions
Nope.
from board to staff?
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the variance as read.
Oh, okay, I mean, we can jump all the way down to there, but that's fine. You want me to go through the other ones? I mean, the applicant did speak, so we covered that one. And I guess we gotta just go through the regular procedure. Did anybody in the audience wishing to speak in favor of this request? I mean, you did that, okay. Anybody in the audience wishing to speak in opposition to this request? Okay, there being none on either. Floor is now closed. Okay, now Frank, you can have the,
I make a motion that we go ahead and accept his variance as read.
Second the motion.
all in favor? Signify by saying aye. Okay. Okay, any discussion on this request?
No.
There being none? Okay. Okay, we did call for the vote. Okay. All was in favor, none opposed. Okay, and I want to say thank you very much. And the city will take care of you.
Pay the cashier on your way out.
Okay? And that
Next
being,
step is to call my local contractor, Bruce Bowles, and
okay.
tell him to put in the permits.
So then, I guess we could call for adjournment.
I didn't even catch that.
No further business needed for tonight? Call for adjournment, somebody?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, yes, second.
Okay, second? Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Killing me here. Okay.
Thank you.